This is the Boker Smatchet. It's a collaboration with custom knife maker Chuck Gudritis. I did a podcast with Chuck. He's an incredible knife maker and designer, and does a lot of one-off custom stuff, a lot of automatic knives, a lot of knives that are modern takes on historical pieces like this one. This is based on the Smatchet. The Smatchet was a combat knife made for the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, and for the SAS, the British organization during World War II, Special Air Service. And the Smatchet was a dedicated combat knife. Now, recently, I've been talking about this knife. I've been showing it off on the podcast, and I've been saying that the knife was made, that the Smatchet was made as a machete and as a tool, but also a weapon. I was wrong. It was really intended as a weapon, and anything else you can do with it was incidental to it being a weapon. Now, it's about a 16-inch long knife with a bayonet ground double-edged blade, meaning the primary edge was fully sharpened, and then the back edge was half sharpened, and just a full-on combat weapon for those who didn't carry a rifle or a bayonet. It was designed by William Fairbairn, and then later it was reimagined a little bit by Colonel Rex Applegate. I guess that was in the 1980s. They redid it, and it became the Applegate Fairbairn Smatchet. And I think when they did that, I think it became fully double-edged, though I could be wrong about that. In any case, Chuck Gudritis' design evokes the sort of bayonet grind of the original. It also evokes the original a lot of other ways. This beautiful leaf-shaped blade. This is a 4-inch blade. This is not a shrinking violet of a knife. This is a big and in-your-face kind of knife. It's got this really great fuller running down the center line. Gives it rigidity, also lightens up the blade a touch, I would imagine. As you saw, this is VG10, not the fancy boutique steel, but who needs fancy boutique steel on such an implement? Oh yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful knife. So the handle is also evocative of the original, as it's symmetrical. You've got this cool pommel here that protrudes from out of your hand. You've got a finger guards that are like the integral quillions on the original. And then this one is in beautiful rosewood. Now, this knife was a gift from my good buddy Dave from This Old Sword Blade Reviews. If you don't know This Old Sword Blade Reviews, you have to know him. He's got incredible taste, and he's got an amazing collection, and he's been getting all of the latest, coolest knives, especially the ones that are more tactically bent, and he and I have similar tastes in that regard. Check out This Old Sword Blade Reviews. I'll put his link down below in the description. He sent this to me as a gift, and I'm so grateful. It was a birthday present. And I remember when he got this knife because he showed it and a micarta version of this off. I think they come in, they come in micarta and in wood, and I think it's 2 different shades of micarta. He had the green and this wood, and I commented on how much I love this rosewood, and he sent it to me. Very, very generous. I'm really grateful. I love rosewood. That's what I have on the fretboard of the guitars I have. I have a couple of bass guitars and then an acoustic regular 6-string guitar, and they all are rosewood fretboards. And I just love the look of it. I love the feel of it. And on a modern folding interpretation of a Smatchet, to me, having wood just makes the most sense. I think the originals had walnut handles, kind of like the stocks on an M1 Garand or something like that. So to me, the wood really works, and it feels really nice in hand. And now I'm just staring at how cool that blade looks with the light shining on it. The handles The handle scales fit on like a custom knife in that you remove these screws, and I'm not sure, probably the pivot, and then this comes off, and then you can disassemble the knife. A lot of knives these days, most knives these days, it's just a screw going through everything, holding the whole thing together. This has, you know, several layers. This goes to this goes to that. So just, oh man, just a beautiful knife. Look at this sculpted clip. It's got the same fullers, kind of echoing the fullers on the handle. To me, that also looks sort of Art Deco. It looks a little old school to me. I like that. And I like that it's sculpted, but it sits high. It's a nicely proud clip in that it can accommodate big seamed pants. This knife is on bearings, and I am a big fan of non-flippers on bearings. You can slow roll it or fast roll it. You can spidey flick it. You can, you know, all you got to do is break that detent and the knife will fly out on those bearings. This is a big knife. This is not a small knife. Let me show it off with a couple of others. Let's see. Well, here it is with a Hogue Ritter RSK Mark I Mini. So this is like the size of a mini grip or a Delica or something like that. It's about a 3-inch blade. And here it is with a Paramilitary 2. Putting them both, well, I shouldn't say that. I should say just dwarfing them both, for sure. So I have a couple of knives to show off with this. Just because, you know, I like to do knife comparisons. Here are my two Bokers. I have 3 Bokers. Here are 2 of my prized Bokers. There's the Squale, a Charles Marlowe design. Charles Marlowe, another incredible knife designer, knife maker, custom knife maker. Man, if you can get your hands on one of those knives, I love his knives. These 2 guys, man. And then here's another one. This is a Vox designed F3. That's Jesper Voxnes. I remember this knife in custom form was really, really highly coveted. When was it? I would say about 2014. I'm trying to remember because I remember watching a video from a guy who used to go by Dirk Razor Sharp, who bought one of these, not the Boker, but he got his hands on one of the very, very few custom F3s ever made. And I was sitting in the parking lot at Babies R Us, waiting for my wife to come out while I was watching that video. So it was probably 2014 or 2011, it depends. Great knife, big fat slabs of unweight relieved titanium, and the steel, what is this, S30V. Great. You know, I've heard in the past Boker getting their knocks for quality control, but all the Bokers I have, and I don't have many, admittedly, are outstanding. But I really like these ones. They that are, you know, production versions of coveted custom designers, custom knife makers' designs like this. Like I will probably never have a Charles Marlowe. I hate to say that because that sounds defeatist, but chances are I will never have one. But I do have this, and it is his design. His hands didn't touch it, but, you know, same thing with a Chuck Gadritis knife, same thing with a Jesper Voxnes knife. So thank you, Boker, and other companies that do that. I appreciate having their designs in reach. Okay, so this is a modern folding interpretation of a historical blade. So what I decided to do is also compare it to some other modern folding interpretations of other classic knives. Just for fun, why not? Here's a dagger. This is the old Antimatter by Arcane Design. Really cool knife. Here we have this was my EDC yesterday. It's a kukri, a folding kukri. It's a collaboration between Jason Knight and Fox Knives. And I think Doug Marcaida was in on the original design of this. This is the Mark II of this design, I believe. So there you have it with a classic dagger, classic kukri. Here it is with a patata. The Corsican knife. Is it Corsica? Yeah, the Corsican knife. Let me put that there. And then the Bowie. Always a good time to bring out the XM24 Bowie. This thing is sweet. Also a big boy. So there you have it. Nice little portrait. Nice little extended family portrait. But really this has been about this really cool Boker Plus Smatchet designed by Chuck Gudritis and just made wonderfully in VG10 and Rosewood with bearings. Dave, This Old Sword Blade Reviews, Dave, thank you so much for this gift. Very generous and so greatly appreciated. It will always have an honored spot in my collection for that sentimental reason, but also it just happens to be so damn cool. It would have a great spot in my collection anyway. So thank you so much, sir. It is so appreciated. And thank you for watching.